race
It's
day
race
has
day.
arrived, and the
It's
time
race
has come
day.
for these drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel.
Haas proved quite resourceful during qualifying. That puts them in a very good position to make the most of this race start. Alfa Romeo managed to meet expectations during qualifying, and if they can keep this up, they'll have a good race ahead of them. And we got a clear night here beneath a starry sky. If the weather holds steady, we should be in for a spectacular race indeed.
And there's going to be a lot for the teams to handle. So will the drivers and their cars be able to cope with the pressure? Let's find out right here at the Bahrain Grand Prix.
All right. Thank you, Crofty. We're missing Martin Brundle. Martin Brundle's the other commentator that goes along with David Croft. We've got people doing some leg exercises here. Pretty fantastic. So it's race day, my friends. How interesting. Wait. Oh, both drivers reaching Q2. We did actually, though, this is pretty cool. We did manage to make our first qualifying target, which was to reach a qualifying position with one of the drivers. That was a pretty lucky one. I'm excited. Oh, you can still do something here. That's neat. That's neat. So... oh, this is cool. We can change our guarantee thing after qualifying. So after qualifying, you're able to offer performance guarantee to our sponsors, predicting where you predict how many positions your drivers will climb from starting position. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. We predict we'll get first place. All right. So if we choose this, ooh, I don't know if I want to do this or not. 210,000. I mean, we already made money from the first challenge, so may as well, right? I kind of think we can at least get it one position up, right? Mick hopefully can. I don't really know if Kevin can, though. Nah, my glass is half full stops right there. Okay, good enough for me. We're going to prepare the cars for the race. Our current strategy is no strategy, just like we like it. Okay, so we have plan A, plan B, and plan C. All of these are two stoppers. No one thinks that we're going to make it with a one stop. It seems that all three strategies involve starting with the soft tires, and then it kind of depends on how we burn through those soft tires when we come in for the pits. So the next pit window is lap 15-ish, 14 to 15. I don't know how to read this stuff, to be honest with you. Can we make our own? Let's mess around and make our own. We got plenty of time this episode. Let's add a new strategy. Strategy C. We're going to start out with the soft compounds. This is again, oh, this is Mick Schumacher. Mick is starting in 15th? What if we start soft or medium? Starting lap 1, pace target is regular. Okay. And then come in around lap, how can I tell how good my first set of tires are? I think this line is where the tire just explodes. So what if we ran it to the end? Can we make a two-stop work? Just like super aggressive? Mick is supposed to be really good at preserving his tire. It doesn't really seem like there's any way, though, we're going to make a two-stop work. Unless, okay, here's an idea. What if we plan for a yellow flag? If we get a couple of laps of a yellow flag in here, this plan C might work, because I don't know how we'd have to adjust which lap we come in on, but whenever you're doing a I don't think you increase wear, right? I mean, it's cool, the tires are cool, but that means you have trouble heating up for grip. You're not wearing the tire down. So whenever there's a yellow flag, the wear of the tire kind of stops at a standstill. So we might get, if it's a yellow flag, we're going to get 1, 2, 3 laps extra. Can you account for a yellow flag in here? I don't think so. Here, this is actually kind of cool. There's a 40% chance of rain on lap 6. We're seeing a 40% chance of rain later in the race around lap 40. Oh, this is great. I love this kind of stuff. I'm really not good at strategy, but it's cool that we get so much of this stuff here. There's so many of these tools available. Let's make a plan C. Let's do it. This is... where'd it go? Oh, I saved the stupid thing. Oh, I see. My bad. My bad, my bad. Hang on. I have to redo this. Like, this is going to be a flex plan. Let's just plan to end the race on the hards and then create strategy C. Yes. Okay, here we go. So, plan C is a yellow flag. Can I change the name of this? No, I can only edit this. Okay, so plan C is if we happen to have a yellow flag to extend stint 1. Plan A, plan B are both kind of involving, Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's... I've got a new idea. We're going to go with... Plan B is if there's no yellow flag. So let's do a nice... Do soft tire compound at the end. Change this around. I don't actually think we need the hards here. It's not too bad, right? Currently, where can we see race time? So 1:30 is our race time. Minus 51? What does that mean? Create this, create that. Okay, here it is. So plan B is 6 seconds slower at the estimated at the end of everything than plan A. That's fine. What I'm going to do is mimic plan C to plan B, but this is going to be what happens if there's a yellow flag. Does that make sense? I think it does. So in theory, if we have a yellow flag somewhere at the first part of the race, it's going to extend out the length of this first stint or second stint. So that means in plan C, this is kind of where the drop off is. So if no flag happens before like lap 25, we'll pit earlier. This is our pit window, the blue part. So we'll plan to pit on lap 25, go over to the hards and hope for a yellow flag. If we don't, ooh, that's ugly. We might have to do plan B if there's no yellow flag by lap 18. We might want to switch to plan B, which is then a 3-stop. How interesting. I've never actually delved into this strategy stuff. I might be completely 100% full of hot air, my friends. I have no idea. For Kevin, I'm going to probably do something a little bit more conservative, and this kind of makes more sense here with a 3-stop because he is in 10th position. I think soft, medium, soft is fine. We are, according to history, there's always a 100% chance of a safety car somewhere along this route. This is kind of cool. Track grip, track rubber, suggested compounds, cooling rate, high cooling rate, low rate of evaporation, but there's not really any rain. We'll stick with the defaults for now. We'll go with plan A, and we'll use the mediums for Kevin. So each driver on their own plan, different plans. Ooh, it's exciting. It's race time. Let's do it.
It looks like clear skies tonight, with the drivers now in their grid position.
Clear skies, huh?
There we see Kevin
Can't see more than
Magnussen.
20 feet.
And it's Schumacher as the second driver today. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. Will their hard work pay off today?
I'm going to give the announcing stuff a little bit of leeway because this is kind of the first time
And
that Formula
this is
One has
The
delved into
Bahrain
this.
Grand Prix.
Does he say it?
And it's lights out, and away we
There
go.
we go. How exciting. All right, let's keep the camera on Kevin. Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to turn this down so I don't find myself screaming at you over the race sounds. So we're going to have to turn this down a little bit. Happy to keep the commentary up a little bit. Team radio is going to be loud enough. Sound effects will probably bring this down a little bit, and UI can be high. All right. Sorry about that. I just didn't want to compete over the sounds of 10 million F1 cars. Whoa. That's aggressive.
Wow.
I'm guessing he just lost a position and he's just upset about it. All right, let's go into first-person camera here for a bit. We are going with Kevin Magnussen, mostly because I want to see how this looks in traffic first. Well, now it sounds too quiet. I think we can change any perspective, too. Oh, how cool. I wonder how accurate this really is. Like, I'm sure most of the simulation games that have an engine that show you what you're looking at, there's always something that's not quite accurate, right? Especially if you played Football Manager. You have to give, you know, some kind of level of forgiveness there. Also, I should be probably telling them to be a little bit more aggressive, huh? Let's go ahead and attack a little bit more. We're going to go ahead and push a little bit as well to stay close to the Alfa Romeo of Zhou Guan Yu. Zhou Guan Yu? Is that right? I think so. We want to try to keep them within a second, because the DRS, if you remember me talking about DRS, that's the drag reduction system. That is enabled after 2 or 3 laps of the race. We have to be within 1 second of the driver in front of us, the car in front of us, in order for that to be valid. Yellow flag in Sector 3. That was actually Kevin, I think. He might have ran wide. Another car has run wide. It was actually George Russell. George Russell?
Here's George Russell.
Oh, he's up front. I thought he was way
And
behind.
this, yes, there. That's the lockup.
Okay. Is that going to be a safety car because he's parked on the side of the road? Where did Alonso go there? He must have gone wide, and I think I completely missed it. Nice. So, Kevin, because we've deployed this a little bit aggressively, we are right on the bumper of Zhou Guan Yu. I don't know how aggressive I want him to be. Hang on. Let's go ahead and go down to standard for a second. Where do we pass at here? We're going to be passing on that back right after this next set of turns. There should be a long back straight. That's where we're going to be aggressive. So we're going to send him to attack now. I'm going to push, overtake right here on this back sector. Let's see if we can pick up Zhou Guan Yu here. We don't have DRS, but let's see if we can do it without it. If not, I'm going to recall those commands. I'll let him run this way all the way to the start-finish. I'm really curious to see how quickly these commands go into play, and also how close you really need to be to initiate an overtake. Now, we are a little under-fueled now. We're down about 1.2 laps, but we can lift and coast to conserve fuel a little bit later on. So let's see if Kevin can make the pass here. Going down to, I'm not going to know these turns, by the way, off the top of my head. All right, that's not really working out. Let's go ahead and have him back off a little bit. We are kind of in
DRS enabled.
The dirty air here. Now, this is great. DRS is enabled. We are within 1 second of the car in front of us, so we should see this is the flap that is going to be deployed. If I knew exactly which parts of the racetrack that's going to be at, but this is what's going to go down because we're within 1 second. Let's go back to balanced for a bit. We'll conserve fuel a little bit later on because we don't know. There it is right there. The little flap is open. We're getting a little bit more speed, but everyone's so close together that I think everyone's got that flap open. Oh, how cool. Poor Schumacher. I've kind of forgotten all about Mick back here. What's he up to? Mick's trying to make the pass on Yuki Tsunoda. Or Mick just got passed by Yuki Tsunoda. Down a few. Yeah, he overtook Schumacher there. Let's speed the game up for just a few laps to get a sense of separation and calm before I lose it. How cool. So we're able to see, with my commands given, where we are in our estimation of usage of tires. Kevin overtook Pierre Gasly. Super excited about that. He's up to 8th place now. And here I didn't. What? 7th place? What is happening? Kevin is on fire right now.
Haas with an overtake there.
Let's take a look at that one around the back straight.
I
think so. Or is this the front straight? Just straight line speed. Look at that. Down the straight, around the inside, even before the turn started. Nice job, K-Mag. You're just rocking it, buddy. You keep it going. Okay, going back over to the zoomed out view. We want to kind of outpace. We want to make a little gap here between Zhou Guan Yu and Kevin. So I'm going to have Kevin be a little bit more aggressive and push a little bit more. Somehow we're already up on fuel. Hold up. Why did that suddenly switch? Maybe that's really sensitive. That might be something that the dev team is still working out. It was at negative 1.6 for a minute. Let's go ahead and have Schumacher go ahead and start deploying the DRS. The same can be said for Magnussen. There we go. Mick just passed up Yuki Tsunoda for 14th place. Nicely done, sir. Now, this is kind of good because Mick is actually away from the back of the pack. There is a gap, though, between him and Daniel Ricciardo, so there's like a 2-second gap, so that's a little ways ahead. The game does slow down. You can change these settings in the options menu, by the way, if you want the pausing or don't show team radio messages at side speed 1, don't show game speed. For the start here, as I'm still getting used to the game, we'll definitely go ahead and just slow things down a bit. So what else can we look at? What other data do we have? No damage to report. This is pit information. We don't want to touch that. We are continually putting in our best sectors. We actually just did a best last third sector, which is pretty good. So the fact that we're even competing across the board to make best sector times is fantastic. Still low rubber on the track. Here we are in the grand strategy view. ERS is empty. Oops. That actually happened a lot faster than I expected it to. Let me figure out how to go back to the freaking thing and go into harvest mode for a bit. Harvest mode for a bit. Oh, I think deploy means use all of it. I don't know. Interesting. Overtake, defend, and deploy. This is how much speed you're going to performance and how much reduction of your lap time you're going to have and how many megajoules of power I'm assuming you're using. It's interesting that deploy just gives you more. I think you use it constantly. And then defend and okay, you only use it if you're in a position to do the overtake. That's fair. Fair enough. Okay. So keeping an eye on Kevin here. I really want to figure out how to... Just like this, double click. Yeah, there we go. Yuki Tsunoda is overtaking Schumacher again. So they're going to be playing back and forth. So there's one group, the leaders, it's Verstappen, Leclerc, and Sainz all together. And then a pretty huge gap to the second pack, which we are in. We're still hanging in there, so we are trailing them and letting our DRS keep us close, which is fantastic. We are on lap 7. Our strategy... Where's my little strategy thing at? We're still in the 3-stop strategy. We're only going to the 2-stopper if there is a yellow flag. I think that was our plan, at least with, I don't know, maybe we could just throw Mick on that anyways for funsies. Let's go ahead and say I want the ERS to deploy on over, what does neutral do? Maybe you use it as you need it? Let's leave it on neutral for a bit. So freaking cool. I really, really enjoy the graphics. The things that are kind of weird are like, maybe this is how the real drivers make the turns. I always take the turns to the corner, but then again, well, I'm not in F1, am I? I'm only the team principal of Haas. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Somebody went wide or spun.
We just had a car run wide.
All it was running wide, so there's no yellow flag there. We're coming up, getting a little bit close to the first round of pit stops. Kevin is not really catching up with the group in front. We're still down by 1.8. Oh, shoot. You know what? I left this on for way too long. I completely forgot that he's been on aggressive attack and fuel for a couple laps now. So I think let's go ahead and change the DRS to neutral. I don't know if we're going to get ahead of Alfa Romeo here. Now, these guys are kind of fighting each other, so why don't we just sit here patiently and wait? Now, you know what? This is actually too quiet. I'm sad. We need to hear some engine, but not too much engine. Oh yeah, maybe this is kind of helpful too. Let's replace that licensed music. What if it's just like just a happy sing-song, Blues Clues kind of style song? Let's not get copyright strikes here. I wonder if the intro video... Oh, hey, that was really convenient. That was Lewis Hamilton running way wide on turn 10. I don't mind if we do.
Lewis Hamilton involved in
Womp womp, that's unfortunate.
They won't have been happy about that.
What is the deal with stopping? Is that where the clip just cuts out? That's super awkward. He lost a lot of positions there. I don't think that is quite balanced, but again, I'm probably mistakenly judging this through the lens of Formula 1 2022, the game, as opposed to how most management simulators work. There's always going to be some kind of like disconnect between the data, the simulation, and what you're seeing on screen. right? So it's likely that Lewis just ran off, and so they deducted, you know, X amount of seconds to it. The graphics probably just don't match up, which I'm really not that upset about, because no true simulator... Oh, you're so close to the overtake there. No true simulator kind of gets that level of accuracy. All right, so there is a strategy in Formula One called overcutting and undercutting. What this does is it's related to pit strategies. If you go into the pits, like in this, or not, or we're just going to go ahead and just pass up Valtteri right there on that straight. Fantastic job to Kevin. So,
with an overtake there.
Don't mind if we do. He's rocking it. We're 5th place right now. How is this even happening? Who are you, Kevin Magnussen? Who are you and where have you come from? Let's keep the back camera on for a little bit. I'm going to tell him to go ahead and just use his DRS only to defend. We'll see if that makes a big difference. So, as we approach the pit window, when you're in a tight race like this, and what I mean by that is we're basically defending at this point. We were attacking the driver behind us, right? So we can undercut, which means we go into the pits. Well, it would be reversed right now, because if Valtteri goes into the pits, he is going to be undercutting. He goes in first, and he comes out of the pits and has a lap to just go like full ham and have clear air. Because right now he's in our dirty air. So it would behoove him to go into the pits first. I don't really hear about overcuts that much, so I don't know. I think that means we stay out for a lap longer, and we don't have we push it as hard as we can. I think that means you have to have good faith in your existing tires, because your tire quality has to be pretty high to be able to do that. By the way, we don't have DRS. He does have DRS. You can see that back wing open right there. We still managed to hold him off, likely using the ERS to replace our missing, drag reduction system wing drop. So we're not going to be able to do that infinitely. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and have to tell him to go neutral on that. Lots of stuff going on. When do we hit the pits here? We're getting closer. For Kevin, we are going to be approaching the pit window on lap 15. Got it. These are all kind of similar strategies as well. How is he doing on his tire performance? I mean, I guess it's... Mick Schumacher's doing a little bit better than expected. If you notice up here, his actuality, the white line, is a little bit better than the estimate. So he's going to go longer, which means we can actually go a little bit deeper into this sprint. In fact, I just got past in the background there, if you can see. We might be able to stretch this to a 2-stopper, which we talked about earlier. I'm going to switch to plan B for fun. Air quotes. It's super fun.
Gained for Alfa Romeo.
Yes. We don't care about that. I mean, I kind of care about that. So Alfa Romeo passed us up. I'm really not terribly worried about competing with them this hardcore. Like, we are so far ahead of our expectations right now. Happy to be just on Valtteri's tail. We are basically wrestling with him. I don't want to get to the point, though, where
Haas with an
we took the turn, or we took the position back. I don't want to get to the point where we're slowing down and bringing this other group up to us. So there are 6 seconds, 5 seconds behind us. We'll keep that in mind. We are starting to approach the pit window here. So, how are we doing? We're at 45% tire. I think what I'd like to say is we don't really have much ERS. Let's go ahead and harvest on the ERS side. I'm going to go ahead and have Kevin come in another lap or two. So I'm going to go ahead and tell him to go ham for a couple of laps. We're going to say attack or just be aggressive. I don't want him to crash. But let's go ahead and just be a little bit more aggressive. Push the car a little bit more. Let's see if we can get a little bit of speed. Also, if we were to pit, we just entered our pit window for our race strategy today. Can we figure out where we're going to come out at? Because whenever you go into the pits, it's going to take about 20 some odd seconds for you to get through the pit lane. And because you have to go into the pit lane, slow down a bunch, and then come out. So it's 23 seconds. No one's really that far back, though, is it? 15 seconds. We might come out in front of Albon, maybe around Stroll or Vettel. I wish I had better sense of timing here. Can I see total? There we go. This is what I want to see, I think. So it's going to come out 21 plus 23. We're going to be 43 seconds. We should be coming out somewhere around Vettel or Stroll. But that's the problem. We're going to come out right into traffic according to this. I don't remember. Crap. How... events, sponsors, reports. We're going to lose... Okay, here it is. Pit time, safety... pit lane time loss. 25 seconds. Somebody just locked up behind us, too. That's good. So 25 seconds. It's 46 seconds.
Was that a lock-up on the track?
Ocon has gone wide. That's fine with me. So I wish I could get the silly chat thing going away. I don't want to see them talking anymore. I want to see the pit windows thing here. So 25 plus 21, we're going to go up to 46 seconds-ish. We should come out behind Stroll in front of Albon here.
Okay, good
awesome.
Job, that's one. Copy that.
I like it. So we're up here in position 5. We're actually closing the distance on Sergio Perez, but let's go ahead and balance standard, and we are going to pull him in this lap. So we're going to pit. We're going to pit for... Does it actually auto kind of figure out my stuff for me? Well, hang on. First, we're going to burn through this last bit of tire. Next, we have... Pit window is active. Next, we're going to the medium. That's fine. Retire the car. Pit options. Can I just... Pit options. I'm not really doing much here. Pit. Yep, that's fine. I'm not going to change anything with the car's balance or anything like that. I think you can change, like, one thing. The front wing. We can only change the front wing. We're not going to make any changes to the front wing. So pit this lap. Nifty stuff. Meanwhile, Mick Schumacher is doing pretty well with his tire strategy. Remember, we're trying to go long here. Kevin just passed out Valtteri as well. So Mick is on a different strategy. He's not going to box for a long, long time. We're really trying to play into a pit, a yellow flag, a safety car situation is what I'm kind of aiming for with Mick. Nifty, nifty, nifty. No! No, 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 no. Magnussen just spun out. We can't have it. We can't have it. Precious, you're facing the wrong way, sir. Anytime you're ready, buddy. Oh,
Let's take a closer
God,
look.
that's brutal.
Now just focus on the Haas.
No. Don't focus on that. That's exactly what happened in practice. Are you DNF'd? Ugh. Okay, that's a bit of a bummer. To be fair, I was pushing him very aggressively. This is the danger of using the full attack command. You are running more of a risk. I didn't really need to do that. I probably could have kept it at aggressive. That's okay. Again, we're still way ahead of expectations for this race. Super duper ahead of expectations. So, Mick is going to come in. Sorry, Kevin's going to come in this lap. Wouldn't it be great if somebody crashes out right now and we have like that perfect pit stop? The gift. Hashtag gift. All right. This will be our first time taking a look at the pit animations too. Very curious to see what that looks like. I think this is the, yeah, this is like the action cam, if you will. That's kind of cool. I think it kind of looks neat. The developers actually gave us a heads up, like, hey, there might be a graphical glitch. I think that kind of looked pretty fantastic. What was our pit time? Shoot, I missed it. I was so busy looking at the characters there. Pit window, pit entry. I think I missed it. My fault. All right, let's go ahead and go aggressive a little bit to warm up the tires. Hopefully I'll remember to come back from that. And sure enough, we did come out right behind Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel, right in front of the Williams. It's exactly where we wanted to come out at. No aggressive traffic. So at the moment, we're not fighting. If you're not familiar with F1, we're not fighting Lance Stroll and Valtteri, and Sebastian Vettel here.
So overtake is available if you need it.
Let's go ahead and go back to neutral so we can go ahead and use that. Thank you for the reminder, engineer. Although they are kind of in my way now, and they are slowing me down. They haven't pitted yet, so we're going to naturally overtake them. Well, we were the first one in the pits. I don't know if that's a good or bad sign. Why don't we go ahead and use the overtake since we've got it? Let's go ahead and push a little bit more with fuel as well. See if we can get past these Aston Martin boys. Uh-oh. I don't like going around the outside. Never trust a Lance Stroll. Never trust Lance Stroll. Yes, sir. We'll take that double pass. Nicely done, Kevin.
Okay, good job, Kev. That's one.
Lewis and Lando, neither of them have pitted yet. So we're still actually doing really good on this two-stop strategy. What's going to bite us in the butt, though, likely, is that at the end of the day, our tires, the hard tires, are not going to do better lap by lap. So I was just kind of curious to see how this works when we're doing a two-stop strategy when the AI is doing three stops.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Magnussen with an overtake on Pierre. Thank you so much, sir. Let's go ahead and start pushing the tires a little bit more. How are we doing on the tire temperatures? We're fine right now. I love how much data is available at any given time. Speed up a little bit more. I haven't quite figured out the DRS stuff. Oh, this is cool. Driving clean air. Avoid curbs. Oh, I don't think I noticed that before. So these are commands to basically cool down the car. And avoiding the curbs. Curbs are the raised part of the track as you come around. So it's not necessarily... It would be that right there. That little thing on the side is a raised curb. So if we cut the curb early, we're going to hit that and cause a little bit more tire wear.
Gained for Alpha Tauri.
And we're going to do this back and forth with Pierre a little bit. Has Pierre pitted? Yes, he has. So Gasly is on... Everyone around us is on the hards. So no one else went with the mediums. Great. Fantastic. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and see if we can drive in clean air for a bit. Kevin, yeah, we're just going back and forth, passing Gasly. Gasly's passing us. Like, we're tossing it back and forth because of the DRS. Valtteri locking up on turn 15. Completely normal. Let's go back to standard for a little bit and maybe save a little bit of fuel and kind of let the race develop. Meanwhile, Mick is coming up on the final turn here in a little bit. Maybe we're going to make up positions on these two guys in front of us. We should come out of this in fifth place. Because I think these two guys are going to pit this lap. Lewis and Lando. Yep. And hey, there we go. We actually, in fact, did get fourth place. So we're in fourth place. It's nothing to really jump at because we are still on an older tire, so we still have to pit. So keep in mind that's going to be 25 seconds on top of everything. So 35 seconds is going to slot us in right where we normally were. Around Yuki Tsunoda, if you remember that. So this is going to put us right back in 15th or so. The cool thing... I don't know. I'm really curious to see how a safety car is going to impact the race. I think we can go ahead and push a little bit on the pace. We're neutral on ERS deployment. We are... He's doing really good on tire conservation, too. I really don't know what strategies to choose, to be honest with you. We're still in 9th place. This is roughly where we qualified at. So, I mean, everything, by and large, is kind of to be expected. Everyone else is likely doing the same strategy or similar 3-stop or 2-stop. However, everyone else went with the hard. So what's going to happen is everyone else is going to have a little bit less performance on a lap-by-lap basis. However, their tires aren't going to wear as fast as our tires. So I don't think anyone else is doing a 3-stopper, though. Or 2-stopper. I don't think you... Or 1-stop. Even if you did... Yeah, if you did a hard tire, I don't think anyone would be able to make that work. When we pitted here, everyone else kind of pitted on lap 21.
Red Bull gained a place.
Which one of us is on a hard tire? I mean... 21... Yeah, no one... Everyone else is doing, I think, a 2-stopper. I don't think, by and large, the AI is going to do the silly plan that we planned for here. So, I'm fairly sure they still are going to have another stop eventually. All right, I'm going to speed this up a little bit more. I'm not so good at, like, the lap-by-lap strategy sessions. We are up to 5th place. That's Michael Schumacher up there in 5th place again. He still has to pit. Who are really keeping an eye on right now, of course, is Kevin. Ricardo just spun out in turn 11. Oh, Daniel having the rough season. Off you go, my friend.
That's where they spin out.
That's not the way to Sydney. Okay. So he's still in the race, so no yellow flag there.
Looks like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Fronts are going off. That's to be expected. We're starting to hit
Understood,
that
Mick.
under 30% quality tire. We are definitely holding up traffic too. I wonder how bad can we hold up traffic here without getting passed. There's Valtteri. Where's Valtteri? Who's behind us? Oh, there's not really anyone behind Mick. That's fine. We're not going to play any silly games. I think we'll let him run one more lap. Let's go ahead and just go aggressive. Let's go ahead and do conservative. I keep forgetting that I've got them burning fuel, and I got to be a little careful about that. Deploy the ERS. See if we can get one speedy lap out of Mick, and then we'll wrap it up and have him pit. So here comes Mick's best lap of the year. Best lap ever. Pedal to the metal. No, we are actually conserving fuel, so this is probably not going to be all that useful. We'll go back to balanced in this one. Come on, Mick. I believe in you. I know this has literally been an entire episode dedicated to this one race, but there's so many new mechanics to explore and adjust. I hope you don't mind just doing one of these races where we're just watching and kind of being the spectator and figuring out what's going on. This is the optimal lap for pitting with our current strategy. I'm going to ignore this for now. No, actually, yeah, because he's already passed the pit entry. So we'll go ahead and say, yes, we want to go ahead and pit into the hards, which should be our current strat. That was to be expected, and we'll go ahead and have him cool off a little bit. We don't want him, well, 25% tire. I think I saw them go down to like as low as 19%. So we can be a little bit aggressive here. Hopefully not spin out. The fuel is pretty neutral. We're pretty neutral over here as well. How's Kevin doing? We're fighting back and forth with Zhou Guanyu. Zhou Guanyu. It's so hard to say. It's really not. I'm just really bad at it. What I would love is to break away from all these guys, because these guys are running hard tires.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
I mean, we still have one more stop. We're going to be going to the softs. Everyone else is going to be going to the softs too. Super soft birthday party tires. Well, that was amazing. That was fantastic. Oh, Kevin. You can't be trusted, buddy. He only lost 2 positions there. That's not terrible. Oh, yellow flag. Hold up. Was it him? Or no? No, sorry. That's not a safety car. Yellow flag is... I completely forgot how F1 works. You can have a portion of the track be under yellow flag conditions. So if I spun out back here, the yellow flags would be like here and here. So this is where the yellow flags would be, and that indicates that nobody can overtake. A double wave yellow is when there's danger to, like, there's stuff on the track, or the car is in a dangerous position, and you have to lift off the gas, if I remember correctly. We also had him driving in clean air. Let's go ahead and change that setting. Tires are starting to get a little bit hot, which means he's going to be burning a little bit more tire.
Understood. And white line.
Let's see if we can watch the stop time. I keep forgetting to watch this. Stop time is actually when your car comes to a complete stop, how long does it take your team to change the tires out? It's a pretty decent animation. Pretty slow stop. I think Red Bull, if I remember, is in the low 2s. I don't remember who has the pit stop record these days, but I think most of the better teams are in the lower 2s somewhere, or at least under 3 seconds. But that's okay. So Mick is back up in 14th place. That's where we kind of expected him to be. No big deal there. I'm going to go ahead and just say standard driving for a bit. ERS, let's go ahead and harvest some energy to go back up to 100%. And just keep it chill for a bit. I don't expect us to do miracles in this first race. Kevin, meanwhile, is the miracle child. We are, in fact, in front of... We have actually lots of room right now. No one's behind us. Oh, that's great. That is great. We can just run our own race. No one's pressuring us right now. Oh, it's because he spun. I was so proud of him for just a second.
I think there's been a lockup. Haas with an overtake there.
Magnussen overtook Hamilton, so I think Hamilton spun or went wide. I think the balance so far is okay. There tends to be a lot of, not a lot, but in almost every race in Formula One, you're going to see some lockups, right? That's pretty normal. you don't always see crashes. You don't always see people spinning in place. Normally there's contact. It's either at the start of the race or a little bit later on when things are getting pretty close. Ocon, by the way, down here in Hamilton are getting close to us. So I'm going to tell Magnussen to see if we can maybe step it up just a little bit and maybe break out the gap between these guys. I want to increase the gap. I don't want them coming under a second. So we're up to 4 seconds again. So we increased the gap between us and Lewis Hamilton. Losing ARS. Yep, the battery is heavily drained. That's completely fine. We'll go back to balanced and standard for a bit. I think I'm going to speed up the race. I've been a little micromanagey for a while. Let's just let the race run and let our guys do their thing. See if we maybe capitalize on any accidents or anything like that. Hopefully not with us in them. Unfortunately, we wind up getting passed here by both Hamilton and Ocon around lap 37. Our tires are definitely starting to fall off a bit. We're down to about 35% or 40% tire quality. We have a 40% chance of rain, so still no rain in the forecast and no safety cars. So we're coming up on our next pit stop, which is going to be, I'm going to try to stretch it if we can. I'd like to have, I don't want to run the softs like to the end of the race. I'd rather have a little bit, like this is kind of right where, is this the yellow? Is this mean like yellow flag? Maybe? What does that mean? It was blue, now it's yellow. Maybe that indicates we're outside of our pit strategy window. Anyways, I don't want to necessarily burn the soft tires down to nothing. But I am not a master of strategy. How are we doing up here with Mick? Mick's just holding on. So here's the entire plan was that Mick is going to outlast everyone else with his tire quality. So, and it kind of almost looks like it has happened, right? We pitted around lap 28, or is that lap 30? So this was our pit window, I think. And then this jumps up. So I think this is when we actually started this new tire. So according to this, we should be able to run the rest of the race on this tire. At the very end, we're going to be losing a lot of pace to it, but everyone else should be as well. So, in fact, he's actually conserving the tire really, really well. When everyone else goes into the pits here in another couple of laps, Mick should be able to pass them and keep them off. That's the plan for the two-stop. That is our strategy for Mick. Meanwhile, Kevin, we are playing the same game as everybody else. So I guess when everyone else starts to go into the pits, we likely will as well. Is anyone burning? You're 2 laps over on fuel. I think they kind of automatically use up fuel if they need to. Mick overtakes Norris. Did he? Why is Lando all the way down here? He is 13th place, not too shabby. We get a pretty big gap between us and Yuki Tsunoda.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Russell on Shoemaker.
Is that a new race position?
Kevin over Ocon. I'm curious of when everyone else is going to start hitting the pits, though. The strategies, 45%. We're about 15% off the leaders. Everyone else is another 20 or 30%. I'd like to run this tire if we can longer.
Okay, understood, Kev.
What's the situation?
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and open our pit options. Let's go ahead and go. Oh, I don't have a good soft tire. Oh, somebody who did this? This shame on you guys. Unfortunate. Our tires were returned to Pirelli, so... okay, I needed to pay more attention to this. This is not ideal. Crap, we have to make these tires last a long time. They have 22 laps in them. I want to cancel this. We have...
Okay, Kev, no management required, so
51.
push as much as you can.
We have 16 laps left. Okay, this still should be okay, even with the tires not as ideal as I want them to be. All right, let's switch over to the soft tires. I could go mediums, but I mean, the soft tires are supposed to be better lap by lap. So 3.3 seconds, 6.5 seconds. Hang on, what does this mean? Lap time. Currently fitted. Hang on, what does this indicate? Currently fitted, we're running at 138.279. Does this mean that the mediums are performing better across the board here? Because it says if we fit the medium tires, I'm confused. confused at what this is actually telling me. If we fit the medium tire, sorry, I smacked the microphone, we will be... Yeah, we will be getting... Maybe it's because they're cold at the start? The track grip is high, the track rubber is normal, there's no water on the track. With 100% new medium tires, we're going to take 3.3 seconds off our time. If we go to the already existing kind of slightly used soft tire, we're going to be going 6 seconds slower? Surely that can't be right. That's a lot of time lost. I don't actually know how to really take this, my friends. I'm sorry. I want to try the mediums then. I know for sure the mediums will last. In fact, we could have pitted earlier if we wanted the mediums. I don't know how to read it. Now, to be fair, every track is different, and tires will react differently based on the conditions. I don't yet know how to figure that out. Maybe that's what that's telling me. That's telling me that mediums are more optimal than soft tires here. Maybe because the grip is so high, or there's already good rubber on the track. We don't need the grip of the soft tires. And the fact that the medium tires will degrade slower indicates that they'll last longer. I have no idea how to read that. Let's speed things up a bit. Kevin's going to go into the pits here in just a second. Off he goes. Let's go ahead and watch this pit stop. I'm not quite tired of the pit stop stuff yet. The other team's ready to go. All right, guys, 2.5 seconds. Let's do it. What is this? What was that? What are you, taking a nap? What is this? It's not a test phase. Oh, goodness gracious. Mick overtaking Lando. Always happy to see. We have 43 laps left. Let's talk our strategy here. So we're a little bit over on fuel. We can be pretty aggressive with these tires, I think. This is going to raise the engine temperatures a bit. And of course, burn down the tire a little bit more as well. I really have no idea. This is telling me that we're going to have a much better lap performance. I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's conserve for a minute. Let's let the tires warm up. Go back to standard. Where's the temperature here? So they are pretty warm here. Where is Kevin? He's on the track over there. He's almost to the end of the track. We're going to set this to, God, last time he spun. Let's go for a fastest lap. Does that even happen? We're going to wait right till the start line, right about now where he's going around that last turn. And we're going to go for a all-out lap here. Unfortunately, Lewis is going to be in our way. I think we're going to catch up to him, though. So we are just putting the pedal to the metal. I'm curious if the mediums are a lot better performing than I think they are. That was a personal best, green first sector. Track-wide best second sector. And... hey, there we go. We, in fact, did get the fastest lap. So the medium tire right now is the winner, is the best tire on the circuit. Fascinating. Let's go ahead and calm things down. Did I even forget them? Okay. Let's go ahead and use this to overtake. It's just so bizarre. Ricardo is on the hard tires. Hamilton is on the softs.
Copy.
Good stuff. We'll speed up a little bit. We're getting kind of close to the end of the race. 10 laps or so left. We have plenty of quality of the tire. Mick, meanwhile...
Haas with an overtake.
Oh, God. Where is... oh, here it is. Sorry, I was looking at the fuel consumption. Mick still has pretty decent amount left as well. Let's go ahead and push a little bit with Mick. He's now up to 7th with our... ooh, are we going to have a fantastic finish here, friends? If Mick can hold people off, he might do pretty well. ERS is empty. That's fair. Let's go ahead and harvest a little bit. Kevin over at 10th place. He just passed Hamilton. So it seems as though the medium tire is working in our favor.
Is that a new
We can
race
only go
position
about
for Haas?
2 times fast if we want to watch in the first person view. Let's see if Mick can make this pass on Fernando Alonso. On the soft tire. Look at the hard tire putting in the work. Okay, so some of the balance stuff, we've talked about this in the last episode. Obviously, keep in mind, this is an early build of the game. A lot of the balance stuff is getting like the final tweaks right before release, I'm sure with a lot of feedback from early access folks. So fear not, my friends, or from playtesters rather. Oh, hey, don't you turn into me. You leave me space, my friend. I have my tires somewhere special. Can we help Mick along a little bit? Let's go ahead and be a little bit aggressive, and let's go ahead and overtake here. There is the back straight coming up.
Typical.
It's a
I
race
wonder if
position gained for Mercedes.
I wonder if we're going to hear a lot of the sassy messages that we often hear from drivers sometimes. There we go. We've got the inside line going into the back straight, pushing past Alonso, and we should have, yes, we have the DRS. He does not have DRS because we were behind him at the DRS detection zone, which is fantastic to see. Can I get the gap interval? We're already almost a second ahead. If I can get a second ahead, I will be a happy man. If we can really increase the gap here between us and Alonso, I can kind of pull us off this aggressive push. 7.4, sorry, 0.74 behind. Yep, tires are getting a little bit warm. I know, buddy, just a little bit longer. I want him out of DRS zone, DRS range before we kind of lift off here. We're still, let's go ahead and just go full deploy. See if we can burn off the rest of the ERS. Get that gap. Kevin's still holding the fastest lap, which is great. He's got a pretty big gap behind him and in front of him, so he's just kind of running his own little race right now. Alonso caught way up that last lap. All right, I'm gonna have to pull off here. That was fun for the moment, but we can't keep him like that, or he's gonna burn through the remainder of his tire. I really just wanted to see if we can kind of hold off Fernando. Fun times, my friends. I'm excited about this first race. This is a little bit more engaging. If I'm going to compare this to some of our other, it's really Motorsport Manager. I mean, there's not a lot of racing games out there, and you really had to mod Motorsport Manager to bring in the F1. Obviously, there's a lot of licensing concerns there. So, comparatively, I'm a little bit more interested here because it looks really good, right? I mean, like, you're in that first-person view. It looks fantastic. I think the data is a little bit more data than we have had in that Motorsport Manager game as well. So, quite exciting to see. Quite exciting. Where are my guys at? Why? Oh, Kevin's back here. I couldn't see the little symbol. That's fine. Alonso got past. Now, we're going to start to, unfortunately, I think we're going to start to lose off every lap here. Because we are not... we're not running the best tire in the world, and our quality of our tire is really starting to kind of taper off. So, I assume we might get 13th here. Honestly, like by the end of 7 more laps, we might be losing so much pace that we get passed by this entire group. Meanwhile, Kevin, though, is holding his own right behind Lewis. Let's swing up to see what's going on with Mr. K-Mag, as apparently he's been called this year. I don't remember ever hearing K-Mag until the start of this year. I'd like to... Okay, so here's the thing. Unless anything's changed, points are awarded in Formula 1 to the team, to any team that has a driver in 10th position or better. And points go towards the Constructors' Championship and the Drivers' Championship. So you earn points from your finishes in the race. Do you get points for... Yeah, I think he does actually get points for the fastest lap as well. So we already, if nothing else changes, he's going to have
available if you need it.
The fastest lap point. So what I'd like to do is finish 10th here, because that means we're going to get in the points and Lewis will not, which is always fun. So anything that makes Lewis upset is okay in our book, right? Because we want to beat Lewis. Although I think he's been doing pretty fantastic. Like, everyone has been crapping on Lewis Hamilton, by the way. If you're unfamiliar with the world of racing, he has been the leader for so long. I think it's one of those things where if you just see someone win over and over and over again, you kind of want someone else to win. But last year's ending to the season was a little bit questionable, arguably questionable. What depends on which side of the turf you fall on there. Is it getting rainy? 5% chance of rain. It looks like it's a little bit of rain on the screen here. So we have 6 laps left. I'm expecting Schumacher to continue to get past. That's completely fine. We're still better than 15th. Like, this 2-stop strategy thing is working okay for him. I was, again, trying to plan to lean on his skill at conserving tires. So, hey, why not? He's in the points. I don't think... Ooh. Although, he might be able to hold Lewis up here. We might be able to do some team orders. I didn't even think about that. As long as Kevin can stay within a second of Lewis Hamilton, we'll keep getting that lovely DRS, which puts us right on his bumper here. So I want to stay close. I want to conserve my DRS. I kind of want to honestly conserve my fuel in order to have one last push, but I don't want to set this too far apart. We're still 3 seconds ahead of Lewis. That's Kevin. Sorry, that's Mick. Nearly there. Low lap warning, mate. When do we want to try this pass? We seem to have it. We seem to have the ability to be right on his bumper. We're at 70%. You know what? We're 70% quality. He's actually probably worse than us on tires. 60% on the softs. And we think the hards are doing better right now. Let's balance this out. Let's start being a little bit more aggressive, and let's deploy this to overtake. I think I'd rather try this maneuver a little bit early. We're almost to the point where we're going to lose DRS. As soon as we lose DRS, it's going to suck. There's a huge lift right there. Oh, that's a huge boost off there into the back, off the back of the, no, the back straight. I'm going to make words.
Okay, good job, Kev. That's one.
And it is a Haas 9 and 10 so far. Hamilton actually, hold up. What happened to Hamilton?
Haas with an overtake there.
Did he go wide there? We blew way past him. We're actually over a second, which means he does not currently have... Hold up, I want to keep this going. I want to deploy all of the DRS. Let's not go super aggressive. I do not want him to have DRS here, although I think he just hit the timing zone to get it. Let's look at Hamilton's back. Yes, he did get DRS, in fact. So he is going to be closing the gap to us here on this front straight. Ah, I keep changing it. There, yep. So he actually brought the gap back up. We almost pushed past the DRS zone, though. So we have to hold him off now for 5 laps. I'm not super crazy about that. Let's go back up to this view for a bit. Meanwhile, Schumacher is holding us off. 2.3 seconds. We're approaching him pretty good. This is going to be a great finish for us. We'll switch over to defend. Lance Stroll, and it looks like Vettel. Multiple car. Hold up. What's going on? Incident. Oh, it's a VSC. Okay, hold up. Hold up. What does that do? Virtual safety car. No one can pass. I assume all these things go to neutral anyways, but I'm going to manually choose this. Virtual safety car means everything is neutralized. Let's go ahead and watch this real quick because I'm curious to see what happened.
This was the Aston Martin.
Never trust Stroll. Who started it? Nope, it's going to be the left turn right back. Okay,
that is a serious collision.
There's probably going to be some more calculations to fix how accidents appear. I'm assuming that's like a chance of someone coming back on track aggressively. How long is this going to last for? There's the part on the track, so that does need to get picked up. DRS disabled, that's completely fine. This is fantastic for us. The reason this is good for us is because our tires are not being burned out here. We're conserving tires, and we're on a one-stop strategy. So which means we should be going to the end of this race on this set completely fine. Pretty well. Meanwhile, Lewis is still behind us at 0.8 seconds. All right, let's speed this up a bit. We should get a notification. There goes Sebastian Vettel into the pits. He probably had some damage there. Is anyone else going to pit here? I don't think so. We're way too close. There's the DRS, or sorry, safety car ending soon. Ending soon. We're not done yet. It is ending. I kind of want Magnussen to get a huge jump right out of the gate. I'm a little annoyed that we don't have 100%. Okay, cool. DRS, or sorry, the VSC is ended. I want a huge jump on Hamilton here, as much as we can get. Right out of the gate. If we can get, I think the detection zone is right around this corner somewhere. So if we stay a second ahead, he's not going to get DRS on this back straight. Around, what is this, turn 11? Hey, yes, please, and thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and calm it down at the end of this turn. I don't want Kevin to crash. We've had this spin before. We're actually now in range of Mick, which is pretty fun. I'm going to go ahead and give Mick a team order here, which I do not want you to fight your teammate. Let's see how he reacts to that. Let your teammate pass. Yep, sure enough. Kevin went right on through, no problem. Nice job. Good team sport there, Magnussen. Sorry, Schumacher, you're on a different strategy. Kevin's got better pace. He's got better tires. It only makes sense for him to be in the lead. We're going to go ahead and go into neutral for the deployment of the ERS. I think... Hamilton's still a little bit too close for comfort. He still might get Mick. We have to be a little bit cognizant of that. Can you push a little bit harder, my friend? Can you deploy your zoomy zoom? I do not want Hamilton catching up. Anytime Hamilton jumps way under 1 second, if you see him suddenly go to 0.3, that means that he got a boost on DRS. We've got 3 laps left. Not fighting teammate, just kind of hanging out right there behind Kevin. 1.1 second ahead of Hamilton. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Let's speed this up a little bit more. We're pretty much right on our teammate's bumper, but we're still not passing him, which is kind of funny.
DRS enabled.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, maybe we want to tell them not to fight at all, or not, don't worry about it and just do what you want to do. We're still fine here. We're still fine here. Let's go back to neutral. We're almost out of ERS. We still got plenty of fuel left. We can both of you can push. Magnussen can get a little bit more aggressive, I think, but I'm hoping he doesn't, that's not a spin out type of aggression. 2 laps left, my friends. There's still time for Lewis to make a pretty deep yeet send it. As you can see, he's actually down to 0.6, 0.5 on the back straight here. So looking at Mick, going into the rear view camera, we're going to have to fend this off. We're going to have to deploy, push, attack to fend off the DRS from Hamilton. No DRS? I'm expecting the thing to drop, but it didn't. Hey, I'm fine with that. Last lap, though. Last lap, my friends.
Out of DRS.
No kidding.
Copy.
Copy. We still have plenty of fuel left. I do not want that super crazy attack, though.
We need
You can just cool it.
Copy.
You can just go back to balance. I don't want to go... Oh, this is so nerve-wracking. This is so nerve-wracking. Let's harvest real quick here. When's the next big straight? It's going to be this back straight. So a little bit of a chicane. 1 turn, 2 corners, and then the back straight. He is 100% within attack range here.
Copy.
So I don't think we can hold him on this back straight, to be honest with you. I really don't. We didn't harvest enough up front. All right. Go aggressive. Full deploy.
Mode push. Mode push.
There's the wing down. Here's the front. Oh, here's the straight speed. You bugger. I wanted those double points. Come on, Nick. Don't let him do it, buddy.
Wow.
Just get him. Just come on back. I believe in you. We're going to leave everything at ascendant mode, right? Just send it. Overtake. I don't know if that's like a certain type of strat or not. We only have one more. This is the last straight before the last turn into the checkered flag. Exciting, though, that Kevin Magnussen did place, is about to place 9th. God, I do want to give him the quote-unquote commentator's curse here. Oh, Lewis finally just snuck in to get the points from us, though.
It's okay, but
Oh, that's still a really fantastic run, though. I'm so proud of the Haas team. Look at that. We would have totally caught up here at the end of the lap.
You got no DRS.
Wait, did I miss something? Hold up. Was that not the last lap? Guys, have I ever learned how to read a sign or anything? Please hold. Please hold. I'm panicking here. P10, I could have sworn that we were already on lap 57 out of 57. Hi. I swear I've watched Formula 1 in my lifetime. We're way ahead of Lewis right now. Let's put this to defend. Let's put this on a standard. We still have plenty of fuel left to keep pushing. How did this slingshot maneuver happen?
He's taken the win.
I totally missed the last lap. I think I saw the checkered flag and got super excited. Okay, are we still good? Yep. Kevin's still in front here. I've not really paid attention to Kevin, but I think he's even pretty close to these guys. Can we send it from here too? Let's go ahead and give Kevin an overtake command. See if he can maybe get past the Alfa Romeo.
Close the gap.
Close the gap. Close the gap, my friend. I should have been watching Kevin a little bit earlier, honestly. We are in the back straight. Remember, this is where Lewis got us last time. However, I don't think he has it. I don't think he has it, and there's not really a lot of other passing zones until the last little straight. I don't remember if this is a DRS zone or not. God, look at Kevin. He's right on their bumper. We're still not going to run out of fuel. Double checking on that. We have no more DRS at all. I'm going to watch the defense, the Schumacher defense, as it will become to be known. Oh, damn. He's got us on this back straight, though. No. Close him off. Yes. Yes. Good job. Good job, Nick. I'm so sorry I doubted you, and I didn't know how to understand how this works, apparently. I forgot how laps work. Oh, it's going to be either oil painting or a photo finish. Oh, no. I think he got us in the straight. Oh. Did he or no? Did he or not? Where did the line hit? We got it. We got it in 10th place. I think we got it.
Good job, Mick.
I had no idea on that last little bit.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Don't sound so excited,
Good job,
Mick.
see you soon.
Haas with an amazing 9th and 10th finish. To finish first you must finish, I guess, as it is said. Holy cow, what a great start. I mean, if you're not familiar with F1, you might think like 9th and 10th, what the hell, why are you happy? Haas is literally rated as the worst team on the grid. Our goal is to be a 6th place team. This is a fantastic start to the season for us. We are now firmly in the middle of the table. So the constructors place here. I think actually that was what he just said. We're 6th place right now because of all the points we earned. In the next episode, we will continue to work with our obligations for factory events. We will look at our next race in Saudi Arabia. From there, we move to Australia, to Italy, to Miami for the first United States race of the season. And hopefully the charge of the Haas Brigade can continue. Thanks so much for watching, friends. I'll catch you again soon. Until then, take care.